Yeah. first, so. Mr. Medina, Brown?
He's in the attorney room. Let me call a few cases.
No, we're trying to do a juvenile. They're trying to, we're trying to get them out, so they have to keep them separated.
I showed that he's on today and tomorrow. Let me just check something.
I need a moment with him over here. Just want to go into this door again. Can I? Am I here in a minute? Sir. This way.
Mr. Hicks, do you have a copy of the document?
The numbers?
I have, yes, Your Honor, I do have one.
Because I don't have price on my card. Although they're.
I see this notice back on March 20th for a bond hearing this morning, Your Honor.
It's just on my document. Use a second.
So we're on my document. I showed that it's on page 10, number 25. This is the docket that I sent out yesterday at around noon. It's an updated docket that I have to do. It's on there.
I don't see him on page 10. So.
Okay, this is the docket that
I'm
we
on-
sent yesterday, the updated dockets that we sent the day before.
I'm in court.
Yes, sir.
And you've got a list of changes that I don't have that.
I can print this docket for you.
No, you don't know me.
Thank you, Your Honor. Steve Medina for Jamarian C. Pride in 23 CF 322. May I address the motion to set bond, Your Honor?
May, and that was scheduled for this morning?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, Mr. Pride has never failed to appear in court. I do believe that he is entitled to bond. He's asking for a signature bond based on his inability to pay a material cash or professional bond at this time. He has a 10th grade of education, and he indicates to me that he will come to court and is going to be looking for gainful employment. There could be, of course, all manner of bells and whistles in terms of pretrial services. If there were any concern about his substance abuse compliance, there could be substance abuse evaluation and treatment. There could be GPS if that was deemed appropriate, and we would ask at the lowest permissible rate. I don't have anything further to add at this time, Your Honor.
Okay, hold on a second before the state responds.
I think there's no change.
May I add one thing, Your Honor?
Yes.
I just wanted to note that you're 17 years old, right? And he's never been in custody before. It's certainly his first time in adult jail. Thank you.
Steve?
Judge, Mr. Pride is charged with 3 counts. In this case, he's charged with trafficking fentanyl that relates to an amount of fentanyl that was found in the amount of approximately 90 grams. I would point out to the court that, as charged, that's a 25-year min-man based upon the weight. Theft of a firearm, that relates to a firearm for which Mr. Pride is charged. That was a Glock that was modified in a modification that, it's my understanding, has become increasingly common. So fully automatic sear, essentially it modifies what is typically a semi-automatic handgun to be able to fire automatically. So essentially one depression of the trigger results in extolling the entire magazine. And then possession with intent to sell, manufacture, deliver a controlled substance, that relates to 1.5 pounds of marijuana that was found in the course of a search warrant. I point out that Mr. Pride and his co-defendants all essentially attempted to evade law enforcement. It is accurate that Mr. Pride, from what I can see, doesn't have any criminal history. However, based upon the severity of the charges, the state is requesting $50,000 cash or surety as to each count. GPS, pretrial services, monitoring. Your Honor.
Okay, so you're acknowledging that he does need to have a bond?
Yes, he does need to have a bond.
Is it right now it's a no bond?
Correct. He is entitled to bond.
Okay. Mr. Medina?
Yeah, just asking him a question about his financial situation. Your Honor, may I just add that if the state's bond request of $150,000 were granted, he would ask for a somewhat lower bond. He represents that his family could post an $8,000 or $9,000 total cash and professional. I would ask the court to consider something, and rather than $50,000 per charge, something in the range of $25,000 to $30,000. And hopefully that would be within the family's financial ability to pay. Thank you.
Based upon the severity, and make no doubt, this is severe. We've got a crisis in this community. This is severe charges. The court and the court finds that the state's request is reasonable. The court will order a bond of $50,000 for each of the 3 counts. And the condition of the bond would be GPS monitoring.
And that is with pretrial services, Your Honor?
Correct.
Thank you. I will prepare and submit the order, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And Your Honor, I believe that he is set to come back for pretrial tomorrow.
Okay.
I do believe, based on the,
We can deal with tomorrow now if you want. I mean,
I think at this point in time, Your Honor, we're going to need discovery. I believe that I'm not sure about this. My understanding is that there was a direct information, but it's not in the system for some maybe quirk of the way the filing went from juvenile. If we can enter a not guilty plea at this time, it looks, well, actually, not guilty plea was entered on March 16, I'm sorry, Judge, before he had the public defender. So for purposes of tomorrow, we could just go ahead and continue this to June, whatever is this, June?
it would be June 12th. June 14th.
June 14th for the next, Your Honor?
Correct.
Thank you, Your Honor. And so he won't have to come back tomorrow then?
That's correct.
Okay, that is basic. I'll submit it over, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Okay, now going back to our regular docket.
Travis.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ashley Herndon on behalf of Giovanni DeLuca in 22 CF 2056 and 22 CF 2057. Your Honor, the court had previously accepted and signed off. Your Honor, he is not present. This has already been before the court. You have sentenced him. The court is back on the docket. They had added counts. This was a direct file on some misdemeanor counts that came up. There was a superseding information that was filed with only 2 counts. But the clerk's office shows it as having a 3rd count and put it back on the docket for us to address. I think probably the simplest thing is just to announce there was no action that was ever taken on the third count. The superseding information that was filed by the state addressed all counts. He has already been sentenced, but I think the clerk just needed to update their minutes.
That's the state's understanding, Your Honor. We've addressed all of the issues that Mr. DeLuca had.
So what does the court need to do today?
It was, and so do we just announce it? There was no action. The minute sheet shows 3 counts. The information only has 2 counts. We pled to the 2 counts in the information.
I'll state that based upon stipulation by the state, there's only 2 counts. I don't know about correcting an order or whatever. I mean, I'll sign whatever's necessary. I mean, we're all in agreement, but I don't know exactly what I'm ordering or what I'm actually doing today to correct, which is what the valid concern you raised.
Right. And
I'm willing to do that. So if you need a new order or
Madam Clerk, do you want us to submit an order, or is the oral pronouncement sufficient?
That's fine, the oral pronouncement, but I just want you to know, I got information on September 20, and information on December 9. The one from September 20 has 1 count, the information from 12/9 has 2 counts.
Right.
are they
And,
different counts?
yes, sir,
I added a misdemeanor count in the,
after the information is filed.
So we pled to the counts of the amended information, which are the 2 counts, and somehow a 3rd count appeared and,
from county court when it probably got transferred from county.
Yeah.
After the information, did you file it?
I was operating on the amended information that I filed, not what came from county court.
from December.
But the plea, you said, ended up having 3 counts on it?
It only has 2, Your Honor, because the information only had 2 counts.
So how did we get 3? Where did the 3 come?
When I filed an amended information, I guess when it got transferred from county court, it had a 3rd that was not addressed, but I addressed all victims when
We never got the amended information.
Okay. Clerk says they didn't get the amended information, but the court's willing to do whatever's necessary to correct it, but I'm not clear what I need to do to correct it. So if you all will get me an order or revised order, or whatever needs to be done by stipulation, just make sure that the state signs off on it, we'll do it.
Sure.
It's basically just count 3 on both cases, the 2056 and 2057. The information that you filed, Ms. Sharpless, does have 2 counts on it that you filed on December 9th. That has 2 counts. The county court case got transferred into this case after that, making it 3 counts.
We can submit an order that just says the parties stipulate that no action was taken on count 3 from the clerk's minutes, and if that resolves everything, we'll submit that to them.
Okay, great.
Yeah, Your Honor, I was intending to operate on the amended information that I filed on December
Very good.
9th, and there was inadvertently a 3rd count, I guess.
Thank you, Your Honor, that's all I have, if I may be excused.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Here.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Your Honor, Chris here on behalf of Toyla Roca, 21 CF 1251. There is a waiver on file. Your Honor, if we could leave this case set for May 16th, Mr. Rogers and I had a chance to discuss this before court. I believe
Is
we'll
it
reach
already on for May 16th?
that I do not know, Your Honor.
You're wanting it to be?
Yes, Your
You
Honor.
said keep it. I'm sorry. I thought you said keep it on May 16th.
I apologize, Your Honor.
That's all right. Trying not to get confused.
Yes, Your Honor. If we could just set it for...
Starting off, I'm a little confused to start with. There's no fault of yours. Okay. So we'll come back on May 16th. Is that where you're in the morning?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
May 16th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
without it. Okay?
Have a good day,
That's all you got?
Thank you.
Did you put in a denial to this? Yes, she did.
What is fine?
Yes, so thank you.
Ms. Merrifield.
Morning, Judge. Attorney Merrifield on behalf of Anissa Gines and 23 CF 423. She is an inmate, Judge. Judge, we're here today on our motion to set bond that was filed on March the 31st. Ms. Gines has been detained since February the 18th. There was no bond due to some mental health concerns. I know the court's had the benefit of my motion, but I wanted to walk you through very, very briefly. Ms. Gines was suffering from a manic episode at the time of her arrest. She was immediately taken for a Baker Act. She stayed longer than the typical 72 hours. She was returned back to the jail, and upon her return, her mental health condition continued to deteriorate quite substantially, and there became competency concerns as to what we were going to do moving forward. Through consistent medication with the jail and treatment by the jail staff and the medication provided in the Baker Act, her condition did start to greatly improve. She was reevaluated by Mental Health Pretrial Services on 3/28, and based on that updated evaluation, Mental Health Pretrial Services indicated that there were no longer any competency concerns, that she just needed to participate in continued medication management and mental health treatment. She has continued to comply with that while incarcerated. She has been moved from the specialized unit into the general unit with the jail, indicating that she's no longer a threat. She has expressed a willingness for continued mental health treatment and also residential placement. That is certainly something that we are looking into, but as the court's well aware, sometimes that can be a little difficult with insurance and financial. If she is granted a bond, she will live locally with her mother in Fort Walton Beach. Her mother is present and in court today. She has no criminal history. She has never failed to appear. She is entitled to a reasonable bond under the circumstances. This court granted my motion to declare her partially indigent for cost at that time that we had some competency concerns when I was meeting with her. I would stand on the fact that this family does not have any other monetary availability to be able to finance a bond. So if the court were to grant her a bond, I would request a signature bond with Mental Health Pretrial Services and allow her to go back to her private doctors and let the family explore some inpatient residential treatment that would be better suited than the jail.
Mr. Ross.
Your Honor, the state is requesting that the court set bond amount of $75,000 cash or surety for Ms. Gines. Completely accurate that Ms. Gines has no criminal history and thus has never failed to appear. However, pursuant to section 903.0461E, one of the considerations for the court when setting bond is the nature and probability of danger that the defendant's release poses to the community. To update the court on the allegations at issue in this case, essentially Ms. Gines crashed her vehicle when she was traveling approximately 60 miles an hour head-on into a vehicle that was driven by the victim, who was 7 years old, causing serious injury. Witnesses unseen apparently indicated that Ms. Gines had been trying to do this for an extended period of time, apparently trying to hit several other people as she was traveling westbound in the eastbound lane of 98. This offense occurred near the overpass that is right next to Hurlburt, primary entrance to Hurlburt. So to give the court an idea of how long this went on, looking at the cab report in the case, one of the initial calls in this case came in. It says at the CVS that was near the intersection of Mary Esther and 98. So that's a substantial distance over which Ms. Gines was apparently trying to hit people. She was apparently successful at that overpass. When Ms. Gines was detained and confronted with what she had done, she stated, "I don't care," and it was their bad. In response to the deputy confronting her with what was going on, she also resisted the deputy as she was being taken into custody. I absolutely understand the concerns related to mental health, but my concern for this court today is the risk that Ms. Gines poses based upon the circumstances at issue in this case. Even taking for granted that medication management for Ms. Gines would mitigate that risk, I'm very concerned about controls to ensure that Ms. Gines is actually taking her medication and staying consistent with that, and what would occur if she did not.
What can be done to do that?
I'm sorry, what, Your Honor?
What can be done to assure, from the state's point of view?
Your Honor, from the state's point of view, some kind of lockdown facility, something where we had some assurance that Ms. Gines was actually being supervised and taking medication would certainly be something that might change the state's
Isn't that what
position.
pretrial services does?
Well, Your Honor, I mean, pretrial services can inform the court if a defendant hasn't been non-compliant, but what pretrial services can't do is prevent, some other dangerous situation from happening if Ms. Gines hasn't been compliant.
But they can monitor and determine whether there's non-compliance. If non-compliance, wouldn't that be grounds to immediately rescind whatever the bond would be, or to change it?
Yes, Your Honor, but
I'm trying to figure out, assuming, unless you're disputing this, that there's some serious legitimate mental health issues, and that, that we're certainly involved with this what occurred. And those are now have been at least placed under control. I'm not saying she's not accountable for her crime, but the question is whether or not she needs to be essentially incarcerated, because that's what a $75,000 bond would do. And I'm assuming.
And to be clear, Your Honor, what I'm stating is that the state's opinion is that the risk of harm that Ms. Gines poses to the community should override essentially the assurances that pretrial services can provide to the court at this time. And again, if we're talking about some kind of inpatient mental health facility, that might change the state's position. But I am not comfortable giving the allegations in this case with mental health pretrial services. May we approach briefly, Your Honor?
Sure.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Alex Barthay from the UPS store once again, and I wanted to let you know about our Sunday hours. We're open now 7 days a week. Normal hours that you've been expecting, but now we're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and it's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
Congratulations, Dixie Dan Powell, for your recent induction into the National Trial Lawyers Top 100. The National Trial Lawyers Top 100 is an organization celebrating premier trial lawyers from across the country who meet stringent qualifications as civil and/or criminal defense lawyers.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
Dave's Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler. They offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, a hassle-free experience, and a great selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you have driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need. Visit our store in Crestview or online at Dave'sTirePros.com. Tire Pros love the drive.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
At Powell, Powell & Powell, we are a family of lawyers working together as a team for our clients. For more information, visit us online today at www.powelllawfirm.com.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office on North Verdon Boulevard for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestview.agent.com.
Check out the soaps, bath bombs, and other bath and body products, all made by hand with natural ingredients at Hub City Soapery. Visit us at 1092 North Verdon Boulevard in Crestview or shop online at hubcitysoapery.com. Hub City Soapery.
From Tom's Main Street Ice Cream, inviting you to come down and get yourself a banana split, shakes, malts, and we're only a block south of the courthouse. And we have too many flavors to even start mentioning. So come on down and take a look.
Hi, I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briarpatch Realty. Helping qualifying heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview's historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Fat Boy's Juicy Beef and Tasty Bird is located at 482 North Wilston Street in historic downtown Crestview, just 1 block from the courthouse. We open at 10 a.m. with amazing lunch specials until 2 p.m., serving incredible burgers, wings, sandwiches, and appetizers. Join us for happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Hope to see you soon.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping.
So, both the position of the state as well as the defense is well taken. I think there's a lot to be said for both positions. The court is sensitive to mental health concerns that were raised. I mean, these are legitimate. However, I'm also very sensitive to the fact that the mental health conditions led to the allegations, at least, of the crime that has been charged, and they're serious. And so, this court is tasked with balancing the rights of the defendant with the protection of the community. And in this particular case, this is challenging. Based on the suggestions of counsel, I think we at least have some, I don't want to say middle ground, but the court will issue a $15,000 signature bond with the conditions of the bond being that the defendant would be placed on community control or house arrest with a GPS monitor. And also as a condition, obviously, will be to maintain your medications, okay? Maintain mental health medications.
I was just going to request that the defendant be ordered to otherwise comply with mental health pretrial supervision.
That's what I meant.
Thank you.
Yeah. And that would be coordinated with the pretrial services. And did I say GPS monitoring?
You did, Your Honor. We would request $1 a day.
Court will order it $1 a day. Understand, ma'am, again, understand there've been some issues, but there is a great sensitivity. You can see how strong the state argued, concern for the public safety. I'm telling you, I'm not saying this to threaten you or hold it over your head, but I'm telling you that if you violate this, and one of the concerns is you went off meds while you were in the jail. So if you violate the terms of this, it'll be revoked and you'll go back in jail until we resolve the case. Okay? Just telling me. Okay? So it'll be strict compliance. Do you have any questions concerning the restrictions that we've placed on you? No. Yeah.
15,000 consensus.
Correct.
And Judge, I did submit a proposed order in the portal. I also have a hard copy. Would the court prefer that I type out the conditions and send that to you?
And pass it by.
Absolutely.
Mr. Rogers.
I'll get that to you today, Judge.
Anything else? Any other issues or anything else that based upon what we talked about that I missed as far as conditions?
No, Your Honor, you covered everything.
Okay. I appreciate both of y'all's position and your strong arm.
Thank you, Judge. And can I just clarify the bond amounts per count just to ensure that the order is accurate?
It'll be a total of $15,000. So we'll do $7,500 for each.
Thank you, Judge. That's all I have this morning.
Is that your open case, Mary?
It is, Judge. Thank you.
Ms. Isabel?
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
And Judge, I represent Quentin Brown, who's with me. We are before the court on 19 CF 2416.
Hold on 1 second.
Oh, sure, Judge.
Okay.
He was on our transport list. There's no attorney, so.
Okay. I just had to find the files.
Sure, Judge, sorry about that. Do you want me to
go ahead and announce the cases? Because you have several.
Sure.
Have you filed a notice of appearance?
I did, Judge.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I'm here, this is violations of probation in 19 CF 2416, 19 CF 2517, 19 CF 2566, 21 CF 1393, and 21 CF 4102. And Judge, I believe it's probably on the docket as an arraignment for the VOPs, but we do have a plea worked out and signed by all parties. May I approach?
You may. I think the last one was 21 CF 1402.
Oh, I probably did.
That's all right.
And
That's what I have, 1402.
I don't have a notice of appearance. Oh, I do have,
Can I orally put that on?
Sure.
And I went ahead and gave Madam Clerk a copy, Judge, of the plea agreement, so she had all the terms as well.
Okay.
And this is Ann Izzo on behalf of Quentin Brown, entering my appearance on the record.
Okay, and would you go ahead and recite the plea agreement?
Sure, Judge. Mr. Brown's going to be admitting the violations in all of the cases. He'll be sentenced to 21.15 months Department of Corrections with credit for all time served to run concurrent with any current and or ongoing sentences. In addition, Mr. Brown is to receive jail credit from June 15th of 2022.
So is it 21.15 for each of the counts concurrent?
It is, Judge, yes. And he also has a case in Santa Rosa that he pled to DOC time that would run concurrent with as well.
Okay.
Mr. Brown has received jail credit in addition to that from June 15th, 2022 to March 24th, 2023, which is when his VOP warrants were served in the above cases. This is going to revoke and terminate his probation in all of the cases, a $100 VOP fee for each case, to be paid 12 months upon release from custody.
One point of clarification, just a question.
Sure.
Because it's stating, definitively that Mr. Brown would receive jail credit from June to March. That deals with these only, not Santa Rosa.
That's
I want
correct.
to make clear about that. I don't have any authority over anything that's happening over in Santa Rosa.
Yes, sir.
That's correct, Judge. We understand that.
Okay, very good.
Okay, so you don't want me to put on the minute sheet all prior credit and then the 615 to 324 and concurrent with any other sentence currently serving?
That's right, to do it that way. That's right.
Is that okay, sir? Because that's how I heard it.
Okay. Say it again, because I don't know if I...
Do you want Madam Clerk to say it again, Judge?
It's credit for time served current.
And Judge, you want me to give you the background on this real quick?
No, I
Okay.
just wanted to figure out what we're doing.
Sure. So it's
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it, but I want to be technically clear about how the two
Sure.
are interacting, because we don't have any authority over it.
I got it, Judge. So we understand this is only related to the Okaloosa cases. This doesn't deal with any of the Santa Rosa cases. And he would get 21.15 months Department of Corrections for all 5 of these Okaloosa cases, with credit he already has for these 5 cases, and that's going to run concurrent with any ongoing sentences that he's already doing. And then in addition to that, he will receive jail credit from June 15th, 2022 to March 24th, 2023.
Is the state in agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, and that's just to make sure that he gets credit for the time that he spent in jail where he wasn't served on the VOP warrant. That's what we're trying to accomplish.
That's right.
Because he was in custody.
That's the jail credit that's specifically referenced here, June
Correct.
15th, 22 to March 24th.
Correct, Judge.
23.
That's what we're trying to accomplish, is that he gets credit when he was sitting in jail on, he should have been served with the VOP warrant.
That's correct,
Was
Judge.
not.
Brown, you raise your right hand, sir. You swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you heard your attorney state, we were real clear trying to be
Yes, Your Honor.
particular about the terms of your plea agreement. You put your hands. And I see that those same terms are contained in the written plea agreement. So my first question to you is, one, did you read this plea sentencing agreement closely, and have you gone over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Just want to make sure that you had all your legal questions answered regarding this plea agreement.
Yes, Your
Because you're giving up some valuable legal rights. The main one is the right to confront your witnesses and take this thing to a trial.
Definitely.
This will be a final resolution of your case. You believe that's in your best interest to do that here today?
I do, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
Do you have any further questions regarding this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Very good. Based upon that, there'll be an admission. Was there a prior adjudication of guilt in these?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so we don't have to take any further action on that. The court will sentence you, actually there's 5 cases, but one of the cases has 2 counts. Are they 21.15 for each of the 6 counts? 2 and 1?
Yes, Judge, we can do it that way. They're all felonies.
I just want to make sure that that's...
Yeah, they all have at least a 5-year.
Okay. So all 6 of the charges, and then there's 5 charges, one of them has 2 counts. So there's a total of 6. So each of those, you're being sentenced to 21.15 months in the Department of Corrections. You will get all credit for time served, and they'll all run concurrent, they'll run at the same time. That's a total sentence. You will receive credit specifically from June 15, 22 to March 24th, 23, which are the dates that are served in the VOP warrants in the above cases. Revoke and terminate probation in all cases, so when you get out, you're done. Okay?
Yes, sir.
There are the fees and costs have to be paid within 12 months of the release of custody.
No problem.
Any other questions?
No, Your Honor.
Do you have a score sheet?
We do, Judge. It's attached to the agreement.
So that's not a downward departure. Is the defense good with the score sheet?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Judge, I have nothing further, and I do excuse.
Mr. Madden.
Good morning,
Good morning.
John Madden here on behalf of Robert Daniels, 21 CF 2593.
Hold on.
Your Honor, Mr. Davis here on the violation of probation. There's alleged.
Is there a waiver?
I believe so. Yes, sir. There's one filed on the 31st of March.
Okay, go ahead.
He's got alleged new law violations, I believe also in front of your court. Those are the sole basis for this violation of probation. The next court date for those is going to be June 12th. So I would just ask to continue this case after that because we're going to need to do some work on those new.
Well, we'll just run them all together. So we'll continue this to the next pre-trial, which is 6. Is he in jail or out?
No, sir, he's out.
Okay, so June 12th is our non-inmate pre-trial, 9 a.m. We'll run those together with the other cases.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Your Honor. That's all I have. I'm going to be excused.
Thank you. Have a great day. Mr. Stokes?
Matthew Sweeney. Because I don't know if we need to bring him out. We have an agreement.
Sorry, you need Sweeney out. I apologize.
All right.
We're ready for Matthew Sweeney.
Your Honor, Mr. Sweeney is in appearance, and we have an agreement on this case for a 25-month sentence that's going to be concurrent with what he's now serving in the Department of Corrections, but we don't have it reduced to writing, so we're going to ask the court to continue to the next trial.
Okay. We need to wait till the next pre-trial?
Oh, the next
Can't we-
miscellaneous on the 18th is what I was asking for, if we can.
I mean, how long is it going to take to reduce this to writing? Don't you want to get this, so he's,
Yeah.
he's staying, he has to be kept here in the jail when they want to get him out and get him to DOC, don't they?
I was gonna ask that we put this on next Tuesday, next week, the 18th.
Or tomorrow?
We can place him on tomorrow if the court is willing.
Can you guys get a?
I can do it tomorrow.
We can get him
You can do
transported.
it tomorrow. It's up to y'all. What do you want to do? I think he wants to get situated, not stay here.
If Mr. Stokes can go see him at the jail this afternoon or tonight, I have no problem seeing
Up
him.
to you. You want to do it next
Yeah.
week?
I'm just trying to think what's on my calendar. And
Why don't we just do it next week? We'll do it at April 18th to 9 a.m.
Sounds good. Thank you, Judge.
Very good.
Thank you, Mr. Sweeney. Thank you.
You want to do you want me to do your regional conflict or?
I just have one judge for me to
is in
You
custody.
just have one?
I just have one, what's the last name? Graham.
Yeah, Joseph Graham.
On behalf of Joseph Graham, he's before the court on 22 CF 1985. He's before the court this morning, I believe, on a pro se hearing for a Nelson hearing. Just so the court has full context, there's still an outstanding mental health evaluation as to competency with respect to him, both in this court as well as Mr. Court from Judge Schlechter.
Let me ask you a procedural question. How do we proceed on a Nelson hearing if there is an issue of competence?
I can understand that Mr. Graham is probably frustrated with this process. I can sympathize with that. Just from reading his pro se filings, he's obviously upset and frustrated with it. However, I do have some concerns both from the times that I've spoken with him, as well as some of the issues that have been brought to my attention about the county jail, as his behaviors there. And I think it's appropriate that you be evaluated by a doctor. And I understand that this process has taken some time. Unfortunately, I've done what I believe I could with respect to trying to accelerate that process. I had one doctor that, for whatever reason, did not go see him. I changed that, and ultimately had to get an order to go and order a doctor to go see him.
Is that in place at this point?
Yes, Judge. I believe the court signed that.
Okay. Do we know when that's?
I don't have any time to Judge. It is with Dr. Zeman in this court. But procedurally, I don't know if we can have a Nelson hearing at this point in that competency is in question. I think once a doctor comes to a determination that he is in fact competent, then we could proceed forward with a Nelson hearing or Fred hearing or however Mr. Graham would like to proceed. But if he's incompetent, then it would be pretty.
I don't think it would be legal. Well, and for what it's worth, Mr. Graham, I know that many individuals that are involved in the system are frustrated based on how slow things move. We're often frustrated as well. And unfortunately, I'm not going to blame everything on COVID, but in our system, we're struggling to get back moving as efficiently as we were before, and it wasn't even that efficient before. But we are trying to get an evaluation. Once there's an evaluation done, you get a chance to talk to the doctor. He'll make a recommendation. You'll get a chance to discuss it and try and figure out where we're going. But it seems that it would be prudent to get an evaluation first, and then we'll be able to make some decisions. Until there's an evaluation, we're kind of stuck. So,
Judge, he does have a pre-trial conference tomorrow. If it's possible to address that today, in that we're still waiting on the competency evaluation. I'd ask for one cycle continuance. I'll reach out to Dr. Zeman and see if I can get a firmer contact, firmer estimate as to when we should proceed to go forward.
And you don't have a lot to compare it to, Mr. Graham, as far as the lawyers that you deal with. The Office of Regional Conflict Counsel, as well as the Public Defender's Office, all have challenges because of their caseloads. But I can tell you that in my division, we've got very conscientious lawyers, and But let's take one step at a time. Let's get the evaluation, and we'll go from there. We'll try and move as quickly as we can. Court will, is the state okay with continuing for cycles to obviate the need for a hearing tomorrow? Ms. Roth, who's on this one? Ms. Rod, is this your case?
I'm very sorry, Judge, I wasn't on.
We're on Graham. We just
Yes.
want to, he's on for pretrial tomorrow. They're getting, they've ordered a evaluation, mental health eval, or competency eval.
Okay.
And so, Mr. Harper just asked for a one cycle continuance.
I do believe it's correct.
So the court will will continue it until 6/14. And hopefully there'll be some movement in the meantime with regards to the evaluation. Okay? Thank you.
And as to the Nelson hearing, we want to file a notice of appeal without waiting.
If we can just hold that as days.
Hold it, okay. I'll put that on the minute sheet, so that that's in there.
That's good. Thank you.
Judges, hold that.
Thank you, Ms. Carter. Okay, any other private counsel? Looks like we're not. So let's go ahead and you want to just go through the list in case you want to do yours, Mr. Morrow?
We can do a few of mine from the gallery, if it would be all right, Your Honor, and then I'll move to my in custody while Mr. McGee and Mr. Gates are conferring.
Sure. Hold on, let me get to your cases. And we'll go. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Morrow. You want to start at the top, or you just
I will, Your
tell me?
Honor. I'm going to call my out of custodies first, if that's all right. I've already conferred with the state on some of
That's
this.
fine.
Call Ms. Greco, Sonia Greco. Ryan Morrow from Ms. Greco, Your Honor. This is her first time up with me. I'm going to ask the court to allow us to continue this to the May date.
Identify the case number for the court.
Yes, Your Honor. That'd be 22 CF 2564, Your Honor.
And we've already, this isn't the first time up, this is evidentiary, so we've already had a denial.
Yes, Your Honor. I haven't had an opportunity to sit with Ms. Greco yet. Asked the state to allow me to continue this case. I don't believe they have an objection.
So when do we want to try and move it to?
What's your earliest date in May, Your Honor?
May 9th.
That'd be fine, Your Honor.
Okay, so we'll continue this till May 9th in the morning without subpoenas.
Next, I'll call Mr. Derek Gomes, Your Honor. Ryan Morrow for Mr. Gomes. This is 21 CF 2890.
I've got this one as being continued already to 4/17.
And that may be the case, Your Honor. This has been my first meeting with Mr. Gomes. I've asked the state if they're okay with me passing this case to that same May
I don't know
date.
why I have that on.
No, sir, I do not have, I should have, this is a VOP arraignment.
Okay.
Okay.
And if that's the case, Your Honor, we'll enter a denial at this time for the record.
Very good. And we'll come back May 9th, is that?
That would be my request, Your Honor.
May 9th, 9 a.m. without. Okay, very good.
Mr. Paris Brown, it's 27 on my docket, Your Honor. Two matters before the court, 21 CF 1914 and 21 CF 2765. If there's not a denial on record already, I'll enter that at this time, and I'll ask the court to continue this to 5/9 so I can confer with Mr. Brown.
Very good. The court will enter a denial and continue this matter until May 9th. Give you a chance to meet with your 9 a.m. without subpoena.
No, sure. Okay. Give me a call. I'll call Holly Snowden, Your Honor. I'm Ms. Snowden, Your Honor. She's previously before the court. and this matter should already have a denial. This is 19 CF 1894. I'm in the process of having her evaluated for drug court. Last time we were here, we were discussing Keaton, and now we're looking at drug court as an alternative. I'm asking the court to continue this to 5-9 as well.
Where are we at with that?
I spoke with Ms. Snowden about our options. I believe it was on the 4th, and I was unfamiliar with the protocol for out-of-custody defendants being referred to drug court. And Ms. Snowden needs to get in contact with Ms. Terry Henderson. I've been trying to reach Ms. Snowden, but she's been advised of that now.
So please follow up with that.
I will.
It's a very good program, the drug court program. It's kind of a win-win, the services and whatnot. But you need to follow up with them. That's one thing. So we'll come back on May 9th at 9 a.m. without subpoenas, and hopefully by that time you'll be able to have made contact, figure out where you're going. Okay? Thank you.
Call Sonny Wood, Your Honor. This is 20 CF 1143.
I think you got a second one too. 2020 CF 3099.
You're correct, Your Honor. On the final page, Ryan Morrow for Mr. Wood. We've already entered a denial in this case. Mr. Wood has been presented with the state's offer. We're trying to ascertain whether this is going to go the way of a plea to the state's offer. Please straight up. I'm asking the court to allow us to continue this to 5-9 as well.
Continue this to May 9th, 9 a.m. without subpoenas.
Thank you, Your Honor. And that's all my out-of-custody matters. I do have a few in custody that I'm ready on. If they had a chance to review them.
Can you give me the list of who they are so I have them ready for you? Sure.
Did you call Anthony Brown before? That was
Your Honor, that's
that
Anthony
was Paris
Wood.
Brown.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, yes.
Different Brown. Did we have an Anthony?
So that's,
Brown?
I was about to say Anthony Brown is going to be Mr. Medina's client.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
First will be Linda Full in custody.
Can you give me all of them?
Yep, I'm going to give them to you. Samantha Frazier. Caitlin Mitchell. And David Schoner. I may need another moment with Mr. Lewis, but that's all I have.
Good. So we'll begin with Full.
Get 3 females and a male, but 3 females first. And it's going to be number 17, Albert Colbert, number 28, Samantha Frazier, and number 30, Caitlin Mitchell.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, remember now I haven't finished Ms. Full's paperwork. I didn't know that the court would require it on this to be a proof case.
What's that?
We're going to be negotiating on DOP for county jail sentence. I don't know if the court needs paperwork in that instance.
Okay.
Frazier and Mitchell.
And I can call her last if need be, that's no problem.
Yeah. We'd rather have it in writing.
I'm fine with that, Your Honor, I'm sorry. I thought I already spoke to her, I thought I already had it.
That's all right.
Just Frazier.
And Frazier.
They're going out of order because
Alec Fowler. Well, ladies, this one.
Who's this?
Yeah, you need your big. Why would you need to go?
You want to do something?
All right, give me a minute. Different Fowler?
I'm sorry. We're going to hold her till last.
Oh, we need to poll.
No, we don't need that.
Poll.
Hold. I'm going to give you this next time. Can we hold this ball for a moment? This ball.
This ball, come here. This way. Come on back.
That was, I believe this is going to be Ms. Frazier.
Okay.
Samantha Frazier?
You doing Frazier first?
Yes, sir, sorry.
So you said Full.
Full was first, Your Honor, but she doesn't have paperwork yet.
Oh.
Sorry for the confusion. This is Samantha Frazier, Your Honor, 22 CF 760. This is going to be a negotiated plea. That's the VOP for admission. We're going to ask that the court revoke and terminate the supervision, impose the previously suspended 12.01 DOC sentence on all counts to be served concurrently. $100 VOP fee, $150 cost of defense. All financials to be reduced to a lien on the right in here, and credit for all time served.
No, I apologize.
And Judge, that is the state's agreement. And what I was thinking, I came to court without the score sheets today. I'm going to provide for each plea today the score sheets to the court at 1:30. So.
That's when we have back-to-back days.
And if this doesn't represent a negotiated or a downward departure, just for the court's awareness, I believe she doesn't score in for the prisoner in this one. I'll pause so Ms. Clerk has an opportunity to sign.
Is the downward departure or not?
No, it's not. Ma'am, Clerk Ron.
Ms. Frazier, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Frazier, do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah, yes.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement, which the core of which is 12.1 months in the Department of Corrections. You will get credit for all time served. Those will be for each of your 3 charges, but they'll all be served at the same time, served concurrently, not stacked on top of one. Okay? So it's 12.01, or is it 12.01 or 12.1?
12.01, Your Honor.
12.01?
Yes, Your Honor.
And in addition to that, there's some financials that you'll have a year to pay when you get out, a year after your release before it goes to collections. Supervision or probation will be revoked and terminated. Okay? You can put your hand in. So you don't have to worry about that when you get out. You just have to serve your time and get out, be done. Okay? Is that your understanding of what the plea agreement is?
Yes.
Okay. And I see that same written plea agreement is what you've signed. Have you read this plea agreement closely and have you gone over it with your attorney?
Yes.
Make sure you had all your legal questions answered. The most important thing is that you're waiving the right to go to a trial. And giving up some valuable legal rights by entering into this plea. Is that what you believe is in your best interest to do this?
Yes.
Okay. You've got all your legal questions. You're comfortable this is a good decision for you?
Yes.
Okay. Very good. Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea agreement. The court will revoke and terminate supervision and sentence you to 12.01 months in the Department of Corrections. You will get credit for all time served, along with some fees and costs that you'll have a year to pay. Okay? Any questions?
No, sir.
Thank you very much.
This is Ms. Kaylin Mitchell, Your Honor. She has 15 matters.
Very good.
And I will announce them if the court needs me to.
Go ahead.
These are 18 CF 1460, or I'm sorry, 15 CF 1467, 15 CF 27.
You know what, counsel? It would be helpful if you talk right into the microphone.
You're right. 15 CF 1467, 15 CF 273, 18 CF 2439, 18 CF 2444, 18 CF 2553, 18 CF 2571, 18 CF 2604, 18 CF 2662, 18 CF 2854, 18 CF 3179, 18 CF 3254, 18 CF 3330, 18 CF 2739, 19 CF 425, and 19 CF 295. And I'll proceed with our proposed agreement at any point.
Please announce.
This is going to be a negotiated plea on all 15 VOP matters, Your Honor. The agreement of the parties contemplates that we'll be asking the court to accept her admission on the violation, revoke and terminate the supervision. 79.2 months Department of Corrections on all cases and all counts to be served concurrently with credit for all time served. $100 VOP fee in each case, $150 cost of defense in each case. All financials to reduce to lien 1 year after release.
This case agreement, Judge, Ms. Mitchell scores 133.6 points, which equates to 79.2 months DOC. This is a guideline sentence.
I'll let Ms. Mitchell sign my approach. That's all right.
Ms. Mitchell, would you please raise your right hand? You swear or affirm that the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. You speak into that microphone and fly over there.
Yes.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement, and I see that those same terms are contained in the written plea agreement. Is this your understanding of the plea agreement, and are you in agreement?
Yes, sir.
I see you signed the back of this. Have you read this plea agreement closely, and have you gone over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that this will be a final resolution of all these matters?
Yes.
Now, the one question I have is, we have to make sure, and you need to help remind me of this, counsel.
Understood, Your Honor.
This is 79.2 months DOC. Is that on all of these cases that are served concurrent? Are they split up? Or how are they split up?
We discussed
can't
this
do
a little bit
totals.
yesterday, Your Honor.
So, Judge,
I overturned one time on that. I'm trying not to do that again.
So, Judge, my understanding of the law is that the upper jurisdictional limit, even on a third-degree felony, is expanded if a defendant scores. So what we're talking about is a guideline sentence on each of these cases. So we're talking about a concurrent sentence. Even on the third-degree felony, we're not outside jurisdictional limits if this is what Ms. Mitchell scores.
So you're saying that if it's outside, so basically, this plea agreement is 79.2 months for each of the counts?
Correct. That's correct.
Served concurrently?
Served concurrently.
And my understanding of it, Your Honor, is the sentencing authority will have the option in a situation where their score exceeds the statutory maximum. And in this case, because of her exposure, she's making the election to accept the 79.2 months as being offered.
So each one of your counts essentially is the total amount of 79.2, but they'll all be served at the same time. Okay, is that your understanding of this?
Yes.
And you understand that by entering into this plea agreement, importantly, this will be a final resolution of all these. You're waiving the right to go to a trial, and we're revoking and terminating probation. So when you get out, you're done. You don't have to worry. The one thing you do have to do, you have to pay that you got a year after you get out and pay all the fees and costs. If you don't pay it after a year, we're not going to pick you up and arrest you. We'll just go to collection. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you have any questions, there's a lot of cases, a lot of counts here. If you have any question concern, all these things are going to be on this, an adjudication of guilt on all these counts, right? Right. Okay. Do you understand that, man? Do you have any other questions on this? Is there a factual basis for this plea?
There is, Your Honor. We stipulate that.
Very good. The court will accept, as I said, your plea, and the core of which is the 79.2 months DOC credit for time served. All counts, all cases will be served concurrently. You will get credit for time served. Fees and costs payable within a year. Thank you.
Thank you.
This one sheet's gonna be filed.
Yes.
David Schoner.
I'm Mark for Mr. Schoner, Your Honor.
Thank you.
This is 19 CF 2722. It's going to be a negotiated plea on VOP. We'll be asking the court to revoke and terminate supervision. Sentence Mr. Schoner to 1129 county jail. All counts to be served concurrently. Credit for all time served. $100 VOP fee, $150 cost of defense. All financials to reduce the lien after 1 year. Give Mr. Schoner a moment to sign.
That is the state's agreement, Judge. Mr. Schoner will score 22.6 points.
You're good, thank you.
May I approach, Your Honor?
You may. Mr. Schoner, would you please raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement. Here is an admission, and you'll revoke and terminate supervision. These will all be served at the same time. 1129 will be credit for time served. Is that your understanding of what this is?
Yes, sir.
I see that you've signed this plea agreement. You read through this thing and gone over it with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
So it does have some legal issues that, you know, you need to understand about waiving rights and stuff. Feel like you understand all that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I just want to get this over and done with.
Well, I know, but you need to make sure you understand. I got to make sure you understand what you're doing.
I do.
You know, and that you're doing it well. And I know you want to do it, and I hear that, but I also got to ask you these questions just because I don't want you to go back to sitting in jail and going, you know, I didn't understand that. I don't want to do that.
I didn't understand it when it happened. I was on dope, but now I ain't on dope no more. I just want to.
You got it. You understand it. You're clear-headed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is the state in agreement with this?
Yes.
Very good. So the court will accept your plea agreement, revoke and terminate supervision. So when you get out of jail, you're done. You don't have to be on probation. So you will serve the 11 months, 29 days in the county jail, credit for all time served. Each one of these will be the same sentence, but they'll all be served at the same time.
Thank you.
Credit for time served. Got to pay all the fees and costs that are contained in your plea agreement. Got to pay them within a year after your release, or it'll go to collection. Okay? Any questions?
No, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good one.
And the score sheet is not downward marking. That's all I need to know for the purpose of this. Okay. Is that all you got?
I have two more, Your Honor, but I need a little time, if that's okay.
Do you have any out of custody? Do you have out of custody charges? Your Honor, I had a couple of out of custody whenever the court would.
Let's do it, then we'll take a little bit of a morning break.
Your Honor, if I may call Joshua D. Anderson. Your Honor, Mr. Anderson is before the court in 20 CF 2834. My understanding is that the sole allegation of a violation of program.
Sorry, I was distracted. I was reading something else. Could you announce it?
Yes, Your Honor. Stephen Dean with Joshua D. Anderson.
Okay, great. Thank you.
20 CF 2834. Mr. Anderson is before the court on alleged VOP. The sole basis for the VOP was misdemeanor charge that has been dismissed, or maybe it was a maybe it was a felony charge, but it was a driving license in error issue, Your Honor. So he is asking for, in addition to hopefully the...
Your Honor, can I interrupt? The state dismissed the new law charge, so the state's going to withdraw the violation based on the new law charge. And Mr. Anderson's free to go unless he has any other VOP matters.
Your Honor, may Mr. Anderson raise a VOP-related issue? He wanted to ask the court something.
Your Honor, I've been on probation for just over 2 years. January was 2 years, and I sent a letter to the courts asking for an early termination because I have completed everything that the state wanted me to complete in a timely manner. I'm just trying to get on with living a normal life, and I've done everything the state that the courts wanted me to do, and now I'm just trying to move on. This has just slowed me down a little bit.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't pick up that it was noticed for today, so that was not noticed, but I'll consider it. But I haven't looked at it, so I haven't looked at your motion. So if
I don't know if he's complete with everything with his...
I think in order to get a early termination, you gotta have completed everything, and
Your Honor,
hold on a second. Does probation have any input?
I'm showing that he's completed all his conditions. It's shown in our system. He still is about, it's $165.37 short on his cost of supervision to bring him current through today.
I can do that right now.
Did he say he could do that?
He could do that right now.
Your Honor, at this time, the state will terminate his probation, send that cost of supervision to a lien if it's not paid within the next 30 days.
Those are supervision fees, Your Honor. The court can't act on supervision fees. I have a zero balance when the court calls me a short list.
Your Honor, if you order, you can waive that remaining balance to see
The court will waive the remaining balance. We'll terminate your probation.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Wait. Yes. Thank you very much. Your Honor, next will be Jeremy R. Best. Your Honor, Mr. Best is approaching in 20 CF 106 and 23. He also has a new law of 23 CF 614 that's set for plea day a week from today. Well, I get my days confused. Yes, a week from today. I don't think there's an information filed in that. I think at this point in time, he needs to just deny the VOP in 20 CF 106. He'll be coming back a week from today. We can probably get this case resolved. He indicates to me that he's working on getting his hardship license and has passed a class that relates to that. So if we can maybe get it resolved next Tuesday.
So he'll be on, come back next Tuesday for arraignment?
Yes, correct.
So why don't we run this concurrent with that, so we'll continue this case, this VOP, until 4/18. Normally it would be at 9 a.m., but this will be at 1:30, so we'll run them together. We'll run those two together, and from that point forward, they'll run together at the same time. You don't have to come separate court here. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay. So is this a denial today? Or
This is a denial today. That's right, it's a denial today, and then we're continuing it until 4/18, 1:30, and we'll track with the other new law. Perfect.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Is that all you got?
Those are my two out of custody to my
Do you
knowledge.
have any couple items you want to get done before we take a break?
You know, I mean, Mr. Rogers and I approached on another matter.
Sure.
Of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Alex Barthay from the UPS store once again, and I wanted to let you know about our Sunday hours. We're open now 7 days a week. Normal hours that you've been expecting, but now we're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and that's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays, 10 until 3 p.m.
Congratulations, Dixie Dan Powell, for your recent induction into the National Trial Lawyers Top 100. The National Trial Lawyers Top 100 is an organization celebrating premier trial lawyers from across the country who meet stringent qualifications as civil and/or criminal defense lawyers.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
Dave's Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler. They offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, a hassle-free experience, and a great selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you have driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need. Visit our store in Crestview or online at Dave'sTirePros.com. Tire Pros love the drive.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
At Powell, Powell & Powell, we are a family of lawyers working together as a team for our clients. For more information, visit us online today at www.powelllawfirm.com.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office on North Verdon Boulevard for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestview.agent.com.
Rise, please. Circuit court's on recess for 10 to 15 minutes.
Mr. Brown, let me see your paper.
Too many flavors to even start mentioning, so come on down and take a look.
Hi, I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briar Patch Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview's historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
That Boy's Juicy Beef and Tasty Bird is located at 482 North Wilston Street in historic downtown Crestview, just 1 block from the courthouse. We open at 10 a.m. with amazing lunch specials until 2 p.m., serving incredible burgers, wings, sandwiches, and appetizers. Join us for happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Hope to see you soon.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Alex Barthay from the UPS store once again, and I wanted to let you know about our Sunday hours. We're open now 7 days a week. Normal hours that you've been expecting, but now we're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and it's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
Congratulations, Dixie Dan Powell, for your recent induction into the National Trial Lawyers Top 100. The National Trial Lawyers Top 100 is an organization celebrating premier trial lawyers from across the country who meet stringent qualifications as civil and/or criminal defense lawyers.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
Dave's Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler. They offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, a hassle-free experience, and a great selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you have driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need. Visit our store in Crestview or online at Dave'sTirePros.com. Tire Pros love the drive.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
At Powell, Powell & Powell, we are a family of lawyers working together as a team for our clients. For more information, visit us online today at www.powelllawfirm.com.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office on North Verdon Boulevard for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestview.agent.com.
Check out the soaps, bath bombs, and other bath and body products, all made by hand with natural ingredients at Hub City Soapery. Visit us at 1092 North Verdon Boulevard in Crestview or shop online at hubcitysoapery.com. Hub City Soapery.
From Tom's Main Street Ice Cream, inviting you to come down and get yourself a banana split, shakes, malts, and we're only a block south of the courthouse. And we have too many flavors to even start mentioning. So come on down and take a look.
Hi, I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briarpatch Realty. Helping qualifying heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview's historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Bad Boy's Juicy Beef and Tasty Bird is located at 482 North Wilston Street in historic downtown Crestview, just 1 block from the courthouse. We open at 10 a.m. with amazing lunch specials until 2 p.m., serving incredible burgers, wings, sandwiches, and appetizers. Join us for happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Hope to see you soon.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Alex Barthay from the UPS store once again, and I wanted to let you know about our Sunday hours. We're open now 7 days a week. Normal hours that you've been expecting, but now we're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and it's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
Congratulations, Dixie Dan Powell, for your recent induction into the National Trial Lawyers Top 100. The National Trial Lawyers Top 100 is an organization celebrating premier trial lawyers from across the country who meet stringent qualifications as civil and/or criminal defense lawyers.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
Dave's Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler. They offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, a hassle-free experience, and a great selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you have driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need. Visit our store in Crestview or online at davestilepros.com. Tire Pros love the drive.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
At Powell, Powell & Powell, we are a family of lawyers working together as a team for our clients. For more information, visit us online today at www.powelllawfirm.com.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office on North Verdon Boulevard for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestviewagent.com.
Check out the soaps, bath bombs, and other bath and body products, all made by hand with natural ingredients at Hub City Soapery. Visit us at 1092 North Verdon Boulevard in Crestview or shop online at hubcitysoapery.com. Hub City Soapery.
From Tom's Main Street Ice Cream, inviting you to come down and get yourself a banana split, shakes, malts, and we're only a block south of the courthouse. And we have too many flavors to even start mentioning. So come on down and take a look.
Hi, I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briarpatch Realty. Helping qualifying heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview's historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Bad Boy's Juicy Beef and Tasty Bird is located at 482 North Wilston Street in historic downtown Crestview, just 1 block from the courthouse. We open at 10 a.m. with amazing lunch specials until 2 p.m., serving incredible burgers, wings, sandwiches, and appetizers. Join us for happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Hope to see you soon.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Alex Barthay from the UPS store once again, and I wanted to let you know about our Sunday hours. We're open now 7 days a week. Normal hours that you've been expecting, but now we're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and that's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
Congratulations, Dixie Dan Powell, for your recent induction into the National Trial Lawyers Top 100. The National Trial Lawyers Top 100 is an organization celebrating premier trial lawyers from across the country who meet stringent qualifications as civil and/or criminal defense lawyers.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
Days Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler. They offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, a hassle-free experience, and a great selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you have driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need. Visit our store in Crestview or online at daystirepros.com. Tire Pros love the drive.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
At Powell, Powell & Powell, we are a family of lawyers working together as a team for our clients. For more information, visit us online today at www.powelllawfirm.com.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office on North Verdon Boulevard for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestview.agent.com.
Not guilty if we can. Got it. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. You want to do we've got a couple without attorneys. You
being your honor, I think those are either going to be Mr. Morrow's or Mr. Medina's. I didn't see him online.
Is Haley Bryant here? What's that? Good morning, Ms. Bryant. This is case number 21 CF2922.
That's my case.
Okay. First of all, Ms. Bryant, this obviously is a violation of probation. You do have a right to an attorney, with this new charge? You wish to have an attorney? So the court's going to appoint the public defender. You still got to fill out the form and make sure. On your other case, do you have the public defender?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what the court's going to do is the court's going to go ahead and enter a denial on your behalf to protect your interests so you can get a chance to meet up with your attorney. And we'll come back, when do you want to come back, May 9th?
Did I hear the court say that she has a second case?
Well, she's got her underlying case.
Okay.
This is a violation of probation, which is a new charge.
Is the may I inquire, is the underlying a misdemeanor case or felony case?
Looks like it's
The
possession of
underlying,
paraphernalia, so maybe a misdemeanor. Why are we?
the reason we're asking her is because if she has another matter floating around, she's going to be along.
Right.
If she doesn't, she'll go to me, but it doesn't matter, we can ascertain that. Else.
Well, Your Honor, we can, may I, sorry, Steve Medina.
I can clarify, we'll fail to pay costs of supervision, court costs, treatment, and community service work, so it's all technical.
Case will remain with me, Your Honor, 5-9 will be just fine.
So May 9th and 9th.
But she pled to misdemeanor.
So just meet up with your attorney.
Thank you.
Is Lambert Gavin here?
Your Honor, I think the state filed a dismissal in that one, or had the court sign a dismissal in that one.
I don't have it yet.
Is that correct? The state's filed a dismissal or will be filing a dismissal? This is case number 22 CF 107.
I think the state actually filed a motion to dismiss with a order for the court to sign.
That is accurate. I think you did file an order, if I recall correctly.
I have the order, but I guess it's got to be on the record because they didn't result the court event out of Crestview. This is handled up in Crestview.
Whatever, court's dismissing it.
Exactly, Brunson, sir, we could pass it.
And then the last no attorney I've got is Derek Gomes. Isn't that what we did yesterday?
We handled Mr. Gomes' case, Your Honor. I thought I was.
We did that this morning?
Yes, sir. We have it.
I think it's the same one.
This is,
Derek Anthony Jones?
21 CF 2890.
Oh, I think it's because.
Because he's listed under, one of the cases is yours, and then one of them is listed as a no attorney.
The new case is 23 CF.
23 is a violation of probation, 23 CF 216. And we'll go ahead and appoint you to that.
Thank you, Your
Appoint
Honor.
the public.
I'll get a file over there.
And if we didn't do a denial, we'll go ahead and enter a denial. The other one is we're coming back May 9th. We'll do the same on this one, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
So, which one would you want to do? You want to do yours?
Yes, Your Honor. If I can, just my out of custody, I got to print stuff. If I can call Hannah Jaggers, Your Honor.
Okay, very good.
Your Honor, this is Ms. Jaggers before the court in 22 CF 3144. It's a violation of probation. She also has 23 CF 666. At this time, Your Honor, we're going to enter denial on the VOP. If we can have everything tracked with the new law violation that's set for May 16th.
Okay, we'll enter denial. Come back May 16th.
So the new law is on a miscellaneous criminal?
Felony arraignment.
It'll be felony arraignment. So we'll track this one for May 16th at 1:30, even though it's not, just so we track it together.
Yes, Your Honor. And the court and the state, we've all discussed on the VOP warrant, or the warrant in 23 CF 714, which is my participation to serve the court, has already agreed to a $2,500 signature bond.
Correct.
And then on the other warrant, which should be 23 MM 51, Judge Schlechter has agreed to make that a signature bond as well.
Correct. Do you want to enter the amount of the signature bond on the other one?
If the court would mind, do you want to just do the
That's what I thought we were doing.
2,500 on both, Your Honor.
Okay, that's fine.
Did you write times 2 somewhere?
So what was it?
Put times 2.
Times 2.
She should be downstairs, give it.
In the back of the, you'll be able to, she'll sign herself out.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. So what do we want to do?
I'm gonna ask my inmates for now, and let me get some stuff.
Okay, so Mr. Morrow, you got a few?
I do.
Ready? Let's go.
Your inmates? Yes, sir. Which ones were those? Full and...
Oh, you know what? I actually have two other, well, actually, one of them's an inmate without an attorney.
I know. That's Mr. Brown?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see now.
Yeah, let's do Anthony Brown.
Anthony Brown, please.
And is Brian Brown here by any chance?
Yes.
We'll do you, hold on a second, let you do Anthony Brown, and then we'll do your.
Then it's going to be a minute, just.
Okay. Why don't you come forward then, Brian, Mr. Brown, Brian Brown? Okay. So this is a violation of probation, 2022 CF 511. And Mr. Brown, you do have a right to have an attorney. If you cannot afford one, you wish to have an attorney appointed? Yes?
Yes.
You have a question?
Yes, I does, because I had no clue in my I violated my probation because I got.
Let me make a suggestion. That's why we have, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to appoint you a public defender. So you have somebody that you can go over this. These questions, you need to have them answered. But I'm the wrong person to ask. Talk to them. I'm going to enter a denial on your behalf today. So you're not going to be adversely affected. I'm going to enter a denial, appoint you a public defender, so you can talk with him. We'll come back and figure out where we're going. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm going to appoint the public defender. You got to fill out the form, but that shouldn't be a problem. And then we're going to enter denial, and we'll come back on May 9th at 9 a.m.
Thank you.
Okay? Okay, good morning, Mr. Brennan. This is case number 22CF2333, and I show this VOP evidentiary, which means he's already entered a plea. Why is he not in the
Your Honor, I believe that this is, I'm not sure why it was on the morning docket. I had him in the afternoon for a plea day, and in a case that the new law case does have the public defender, he decided he wanted to do pro se on the VOPs. Since then, the public defender's office has moved for a competency evaluation, and the court entered an order on that, so that is pending. And Mr. Brown is aware of that. I don't think there are really any appropriate matters that we can do. For instance, even this afternoon, given that there's an order for a competency evaluation, I don't think we can even enter.
I would like to appoint him an attorney so you can formally be on this case.
I think, Your Honor, that I might be already. But
if you're not, I'm going to appoint you.
Yes, sir.
And we'll just, how far out are we going to come back? Is May 9th too soon, probably?
Let me just see who I think it was, it's Dr. Zeman. I think we can keep June 12th. Is that okay?
On March 21st, I put 411, track with the new law. Court refrained from appointing counsel at this time.
Well, so which case, what's our next court date?
The new one,
Well, 411 is today, obviously.
Yes, sir, but I have he's on your plea date this afternoon, so.
You want to just put him on the next pre-trial?
I think,
on the minute sheet, I just gotta find it.
Yes, he's currently on June 12th pre-trial, and I think we could just basically have the plea day be conducted at the same time as the pretrial. If it's Dr.
I think it should be June 14th.
Okay.
But if
June
you-
14th, that's right, June 14th. But, Your Honor, I do believe that prior to entry of the competency order, Mr. Brown had expressed a desire to represent himself on the VOP. I think he probably still wants to represent himself on the VOP. I'm not sure of how that.
Let me talk. Mr. Brown. So what we're trying to do here is make sure you got good representation as you proceed through. There's a couple different cases. So I'm going to go ahead and appoint public defender. So you have somebody you can be communicating with, somebody that'll be looking out for your own interests. Is that okay?
I'm not sure. I mean, because I never wanted a public defender on the violation of probation. That makes sense.
Well,
I mean, if you just point.
I'm just going to point it right now, and as you go along during this, if you feel like you don't need them, but let's see where we're going with it. I just don't want you to be. I just hate having somebody without an attorney that's out there. You know, you're in jail and you don't have an attorney. You need to have an attorney to represent your interests. So I'm going to appoint on the public on the VOP as well, because he's already on dealing with you on the other stuff, the new law charge. So it really makes sense to have one that will be on your VOP. But if, as it goes forward, if you want to ultimately handle it yourself, I'll let you, okay? But let's just take one step at a time, okay?
Okay, and here's his information
You do.
for the plea day this afternoon.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
And, you will have to address it this afternoon.
And so is that a new law charge set?
Yes, sir, it's a possession of controlled substance and petty theft.
Okay.
And I've given him the information, and I thought I heard you say before, saying you're not guilty.
I entered a denial at this point. We're going to enter not guilty on that case this afternoon, Mr. Medina.
Yes, Your Honor. If that's what the court deems appropriate, I just wasn't sure because of the competency issue if I could even enter a not guilty plea, but whatever the court.
Well, not guilty plea does not impact his rights, so
Before you
Yeah, we're taking care of those.
Okay.
Did you need it back?
well, serve the HFM or something, or?
Ms. Full,
Yes, Your Honor, this is Ms. Folk.
you go ahead and announce the case
This is,
and tell us where we're going.
This is 22 CF 2099, 21 CF 3067, and 22 CF 411. We're going to be entering a negotiated plea on the VOP in exchange for an admission. We're going to ask that the court revoke and terminate the supervision, 3 months county jail, all cases to be served concurrently. Credit for all time served, $100 VOP fee each case, $150 cost defense each case. All financials to reduce to a lien 1 year after release. I'll pause, give Ms. Full an opportunity to sign. May I approach, Your Honor? And these are misdemeanor matters, Your Honor, that will be considered.
Okay, Ms. Full, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court? The truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
You heard your attorney, you can put your hand down. You heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement.
Yes, sir.
And I see that those same terms are contained in your written plea agreement.
Yes, sir.
Have you reviewed this? I mean, you've signed that. So have you reviewed this plea agreement in writing closely and gone over it with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
You understand that by entering into this plea agreement, you're waiving the right to go to a trial,
Yes, sir.
or stands to be a final resolution of your case.
Yes, sir.
You believe this is in your best interest to do this today?
Yes, sir.
Nobody threatened or forced you to get you to enter into this, did
No,
they?
sir.
Based upon that, the court will accept your plea, will revoke and terminate supervision under the agreement. So when you get out of your 3 months, you don't have to worry about any further probation. You will get credit for time served, so it's 3 months with credit for time served. And there'll be fees and costs that you'll have a year after you're released to pay. If not, it'll go to collection. Question?
Okay. Thank you. That's it. Thank you.
Next round will be Mr. Mark Lewis.
Martin Lewis.
This is Mr. Martin Lewis, 21 CF 2963. This is going to be a negotiated plea for admission on the BOP for agreement contemplates that we'll be asking the court to revoke and terminate the supervision. Sentence Mr. Lewis to 9 months in the county jail with credit for all time served, $100 BOP fee, $150 cost of offense, all financials to reduce to a lien 1 year after release. I'll pause and give Mr. Lewis an opportunity to sign.
Judge, that is the state's agreement. This does not represent a downward departure.
Thank you.
May I approach on?
Mr. Lewis, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement. 9 months county jail, credit for time served, right?
Yes, sir.
Revoke and terminate supervision. Keep your hand on. Revoke and terminate supervision, so you don't have any more probation when you get out. Okay? That your understanding. I see you signed the plea agreement. You read this thing?
Yes, sir.
And you gone over with your attorney in detail? Okay. You understand that by entering this as a final resolution, no trial, waiving the right to go to a trial. Believe that's in your best interest to do this today?
Yes, sir.
Based upon that, the court will accept your plea, admit the violation of probation. There's an adjudication previously, or? Okay, so we're adjudicating.
That he will be adjudicated.
There'll be an adjudication of guilt on it. Do you understand that? Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the court will revoke and terminate supervision and sentence you to 9 months in the county jail, credit for time served. Have a year to pay all the fees and costs, and then we'll go to collection. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I believe that's all I have, man. Excuse me.
Thank you. Mr. Medina, Mr. Gates, who wants to go?
I believe this is Miss Coleman, yes. This is my client, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, Steve Medina with Simonetta Colvin, 22 CF 2590. Your Honor, this is a new law case where an FTA was issued for non-appearance on December 12, 2022. We filed, and we have a motion hearing pending today to recall habeas. February 13th. I'm sorry, Your Honor, I had misstated.
I changed from the 10th.
Okay.
Yeah, I created on December.
Thank you. The pre-trial conference was February 13th. I apologize. Your Honor, the motion to recall KP is attached to it. The page showing that she was diagnosed with COVID, and she represented that she was unable to appear because of the COVID.
What's the state's position on this?
Your Honor, the state looked at the motion and the test result that was filed with it, and the state agrees that she should have been excused from court. It was within the 5-day window.
Very good. The court will recall the case.
She was arrested on campus.
Ma'am?
And she's she's already been served. She was served on.
Is she being held on the KPS only?
Yes, I believe she's being held on the failure to appear, so we can, if the court can announce that her bond is reinstated for the jail's
Very good.
purposes.
The bond is reinstated.
And Your Honor, she probably needs to remain on the next retrial docket, if that's okay. It would be the second time up, but she and I need to talk and figure out what she wants to do. She has an 1129 jail offer that I know she's going to want to not enter a plea on that.
So we'll continue this until June 12th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's 9 a.m. Just make sure to meet with your attorney.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you. Set an appointment with me. Thank you. Give me 5 times.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, ma'am.
This is going to be,
Oh, and Ali Fowler.
I apologize, Your Honor, I'm trying to get a plea here to fix it. This is Ms. Fowler, for Your Honor. We have a plea agreement to file in this case. This is going to also include a review law violation in 23 CF 656.
Okay.
I apologize, Your Honor, I printed on the courthouse printer, and so it's done back to back instead of my normal one page print.
Better than Mr. Medina's handwritten plea agreement.
Thank you for your indulgence, Your Honor. I avoid that at all costs, but
No,
sometimes...
you're doing a good job. You do a lot more printing. I really do appreciate y'all kidding.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Morrow is approaching your writing skills. You get my drift.
We're going to say the following score sheet later in our approach. If I can give a copy of probation before I start announcing your own. All right, Ms. Fowler is before the court 21 CF 1531, 22 CF 188, and 23 CF 656. She'll be admitting the violations before the court and pleading no contest as charged. She'll be adjudicated on all counts and cases. In 21 CF 1531, we're going to revoke and terminate that probation, sentence to time served, standard court costs, or cost of prosecution, public defender fee. She'd ask for 36 months to have those paid. In 23 CF 188, we're going to modify and reinstate supervision. Probation will be extended by 7 months, essentially the amount of time she's been on supervision currently. On today's date, the next 24 months of that supervision will be drug offender probation, followed by 12 months of supervision. Essentially, she's getting 3 years of supervision today. We're going to waive the cost of supervision. The drug offender curfew will be from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m., which will be modified for work by a probation officer, $100 cost of prosecution, $100 defender fee, paid individual departments. And 23 CF 656, count 1, which is the felony count, should be sentenced to 36 months of probation, with the first 24 months being drug offender probation, followed by the 12 months of supervision. Waive the supervision fees. Drug offender curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m., which can be modified by a probation officer for purposes. Counts 2 and 3, which are misdemeanor time served. 615 court costs, $100 public defender fee, required to do a substance abuse evaluation within 30 days of her release, and the recommended treatment within 60 days of her release. Random year analysis, she She's required to maintain gainful employment or complete 5 job applications per week until you are. And then Ms. Fowler's entering the plea without having an opportunity to review discovery in this case, including FD of the environmental cameras. And then she also has a VOP pending in Walton County 6622 CF397. And by entering the plea in this case, she understands that will be used as a violation over there.
Your Honor, that is the state's agreement. This is not a downward departure.
Very good. Ms. Fowler, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement, and I see that you've signed the written plea agreement that has the same terms on it.
Yes, sir.
My question to you is, one, have you read this plea agreement
Yes, sir.
closely?
Yes, sir.
And have you gone over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Put your hand up. Okay. Just want to make sure you understand this.
Yes, sir.
There are some important details, and I want to be clear. I'm not saying this to try and be threatening or hold anything over your head. You know, everyone wants, accept probation so they can get out of jail. I get it. I understand. This is 36 months. 2 years of it is on drug offender probation with a lot more requirements and everything. I just want to make sure you're committed to doing this, because the next step of this, if you violate here, is what?
Prison.
Okay. Not what nobody in this room wants that. I don't want that. But you gotta be tight on this. You gotta follow through with the substance abuse. You need to take this seriously. If not, you're gonna be taken seriously in some DOC facility.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So you willing to do that?
Yes, sir.
Give it a shot. One day at a time, right? Isn't that the old saying?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
It's important, one day at a time. That's important. There'll be some days, getting through that day will be a challenge. But you got to do that.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, so you understand all that. You understand that by entering this, you're waiving the right to go to a trial. And this will be a final adjudication in your case.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you've had all your legal questions answered by your attorney.
Yes, sir.
Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea agreement, revoke and terminate probation, essentially the core of which you'll have 2 years of drug offender probation, followed by regular probation for a year. Several of these counts, you will get credit for time served. Those are already done and gone with. The rest of it, the substance abuse evaluation and the other fees and costs. How long do we have to pay those?
I asked for 36 months. Essentially the term for supervision.
Okay. Any questions, ma'am?
No, sir.
Okay, good luck.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much.
Vicente Garcia.
Yeah, this is Mr. Garcia before the court. We have gotten him screened for mental health court. Tentatively, he's been approved. The state and I discussed that this morning. It looks like that's what we're ultimately going to do with Mr. Garcia's cases.
Good.
If we can set him for May 16th as a status, my intent is to have him plead into mental health court next Wednesday, and it should just come off the docket.
Okay. So you want to just, we'll continue, you will, May 16th, just kind of as a, May 16th at 9 a.m.
Mr. Knight.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is Mr. Knight before the court, and 22 CF 256, which is a violation of probation, 22 CF 2914. He also has a new law violation, 23 CF 708. That case is actually set for May the 16th. The state and I discussed a plea offer for Mr. Knight. He's inclined to take the plea offer. I just need to get the state attorney following information of that new case. If we can pass Mr. Knight to the afternoon docket, I'll have that plea today. Yes, Your Honor.
Then I'll get that information followed for sure.
And we can handle all 3 cases today, Your Honor.
Okay, very good.
I know. If I just relax and have to stay for the PM docket. Same one.
Hey, I can take him.
What's that?
I have to take him and then send him back and bring him back.
Bob Holly?
No, thanks. Your Honor, this is Mr. Sanders before the court on two cases. And
20 CF 739 and 21 CF 1825.
Yes, Your Honor, and he is scheduled today. It's actually a competency hearing. After speaking with Mr. Sanders as well as a second eval from Dr. Zeman, at this point, we are going to stipulate the authenticity of the Florida State Hospital, finding Mr. Sanders competent.
Your Honor, you can have it if you'd like. Your Honor, the state has reviewed the same and has no objection to the court considering those and finding competency.
Okay. Based upon the filings of the reports, the court will find the defendant competent.
Yes, Your Honor, and Mr. Sanders has a plea agreement in front of him. The state and I worked out a negotiated plea agreement that would result in his release. Given the court just found him competent, I'd like a little bit more time this morning to go over that in detail with him. If we can pass him, to give me an opportunity to do that, and then I'm going to bring him back out this morning.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to see him later.
Frank Sanders, can I imagine this to the attorney? Bobbins?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Christopher Ralph Bobbins before the court, and at this time in his BOP case, which is 21 CF 152, 21 CF 917, and 21 CF 993. He will enter a denial. And the new law cases, I'm not sure if they're assigned to the public defender yet. I would ask for the public defender to be assigned to all cases.
Do we have another case number to see if we've been assigned to make sure?
I'm sorry, Judge, I don't have those files. I just got the DOP paperwork and don't have a file at all.
Is it being arraigned this afternoon, or?
I don't think so, Your Honor. I don't know the court date.
It's on May 16th.
May 16th? Okay. Is the public defender assigned in that case?
It may be up in Crestview, that maybe, but it's nice still, isn't it? I mean, don't talk about the facts.
It's a good Long Beach case. It's still on Your Honor's docket on May 16th.
Okay.
And Mr. Medina is already on the case.
Okay, good. So is that the arraignment on the 16th?
Yes, sir.
So the arraignment is on the 16th. Has the information been filed? We can go ahead and deal with that.
No, sir, we do not have an information.
Okay, so let's come back on May 16th. We'll track all these three cases to May 16th, along with the other one, at 1:30, which is the arraignment. And it'll be, information will be filed at that time. You're already assigned, so you'll be here, and you can enter whatever you need to enter at that time.
And denial for purposes of the DOP. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ma'am? That was Bob, B-O-B-I-N. This is 516. Your Honor, Steve Medina, present at the podium with Israel King Chartrand. I do note for the record that we're here technically on a Nelson hearing, and I don't think it's appropriate for me to...
is this Brunson?
This is Chartrand.
Israel, out of order, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, this is Israel King Chartrand. The state and I don't normally work on cases once a Nelson hearing has been set of this nature. But I did have a conversation with the state last week, and the state was willing to work out his cases in a way that would allow him to get out of custody today. I did provide that to him. I think he wants to enter that, but I do think the court and the defendant is entitled to address the Nelson hearing first if he wants to go forward on that, because I don't want him to think that he says I was ineffective on February 15th. I certainly hope I'm not being ineffective today, and I think we should need to deal with that.
Sure, I agree. How do you pronounce your last name? Chartrand?
Chartrand.
Chartrand?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
French Canadian.
French Canadian.
Yes, sir.
Very good. You heard your attorney talking about the Nelson hearing. That's your pro se, and I see you actually reference it as a Nelson hearing, so you're aware of what a Nelson hearing is.
Yes,
are you
sir.
wanting to continue to proceed on that Nelson hearing, or do you want to try to, there's been some discussion with your attorney in the meantime.
Yes.
How do you want to proceed?
I'd like to not proceed with the Nelson hearing because some actions have been done in my case.
Okay. So you're comfortable at this time with the representation that you're receiving from? Okay. So the one thing I will just tell you that if in the future you still have the right to address this at some point in the future if you feel that's necessary. But for today, if you're comfortable moving forward, we'll move forward.
Yes, sir.
With some of the other actions that are working with your attorney. Mr. Medina.
Yes, with that in mind, I think that Mr. Chartrand has indicated he wants to take the agreement that the state was willing to enter. That would be where you sign. Yeah, make sure. Any questions? He's ready to sign, Your Honor. Okay. And the state will be providing a score sheet.
Is the plea not a downward departure?
I think it is not a downward departure. It's 4/11. May I approach with the agreement, Your Honor? Oh, the state has to sign as well. So. Sure. It's an extra copy for you. Sure. Good will policy creation. So, I think this score sheet will come down some from the version that was. So she's knocking on the charges off, so that's good.
It looks like we have 3 minutes left for this one.
Do you want to pass it? Your Honor, the state needs to make some adjustments to the score sheet that, based on the deal, one of the charges is being dropped. If we could, I don't know how the most convenient way, set them aside, and it will resolve the case shortly.
You want to come back this morning, come back first thing?
If you'll give me just a few minutes.
We just have a few more here this morning, but we'll pass it and then try and get it done.
I know there's one that has to be passed in the afternoon. We're going to probably do a global deal one, so if it had to be 1:30, that wouldn't probably be a problem, but whatever the court security and the court's wishes.
I just need to know. You want us to bring them back at 1:30? You want us to bring them back at 1:30?
How long is it going to take for you to get everything ready?
Let's do one.
Okay, do one, come back at 1:30.
Thank you.
Frank, this is Chartrand has to come back at 1:30.
You announce, Mr. Medina?
Yes, Your Honor. This is Steve Medina with Michael A. Bennett. Mr. Bennett is before the court in 20 CF 1937. And at this time, he is going to be entering a denial. My understanding, he has a misdemeanor paraphernalia case that he's fighting or opposing, and so we'll probably be able to work out the case. He represents to me that he has 22 months in, but I think the PO recommendation was like 31.5 months DOC, so we need to do some more work.
Based upon, I think a plea may have already been entered on this. Denial's already been entered, so you just want to continue it to when? May 9th?
I wasn't aware of that, I'm sorry, Judge. Your Honor, May 9 would be great.
Okay, so we'll continue this to May 9th at 9 in the morning without subpoenas.
Thank you, Your Honor. Okay. Mr. Sanders is back.
Who's next?
Sanders, John.
Which one?
We had earlier, it was the competency hearing there.
Right.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Yes, Your Honor. And after speaking with Mr. Sanders, he and I went over the plea agreement. If I could let him sign it real quick, Ron.
Sir, that was the gentleman just now.
And Your Honor, while Mr. Sanders is here, he did mention an issue. The case 21 CF 1825 arose from a Facebook account. He hasn't had access to that account in a couple of years, so he's not sure how to log in anymore on that whatsoever. How should he go about?
Unfortunately, once his name is associated with an account, he just needs to list it on his registration.
Just list the account.
List the account?
Yeah.
Even if I don't have the email? Even if I don't have the email for the second part, the first part X is for my name, and it says for the email, but if it says forgot password also, I don't know if there's steps to recover.
You just need to list the internet identifier.
Just tell me I have Facebook?
Yes, sir. And if you have a question for that, then just talk to your probation officer, and then we can make sure that you get the right thing in there.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Better to report too much than not enough.
Yes, sir.
So in order to protect yourself, you want to make sure that it's adequately documented so you don't get something in the verb that doesn't happen.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
You have the score sheet correct, sir?
I do.
Okay, here we go. Thank you very much.
May I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
I have a signed plea agreement as well as a score sheet, Your Honor. This would be a downward departure for the plea today.
And Your Honor, the state would agree it's appropriate for a downward departure. It's an uncoerced plea, and we've considered the totality of the circumstances and the treatment requirements, and I believe it's appropriate.
Very good.
Grab my pencil. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sanders will be admitting a violation of probation in 20 CF 739 and pleading no contest as charged in 21 CF 1825. He'll be adjudicated guilty in all counts of cases. And 20 CF 739, we're going to modify and reinstate that probation. It's going to be extended by 20 months, concurrent with the other case. The first 12 months of the supervision will be under community control, waive supervision fee, $100 cost of prosecution, $150 public defender fee, required to complete the original requirements. Defendant is placed on GPS for the full term of supervision. That'll be set at the lowest permissible amount per day. The contact provision, I want to make sure in that case is going to be modified to allow for no contact with his parents Miss Linda Sanders and/or Mr. Kerry Sanders Jr. And in the new case, 21 CL 1825, 60 months DOC suspended, 60 months of probation, concurrent for 12 months in control, waive costs of supervision. I had to write in, I think it's 515 for cost on that, Your Honor, my clerk can correct me if I'm correct on that. And 150, it should be 100, probably technically now that I read that, Your Honor, I apologize.
Should be 100.
Yes, Your Honor. The 50 is the application. Defendant will be placed on GPS for full term supervision, set at the lowest permissible amount per day. Mental health evaluation within 30 days of the release. Recommended treatment within 60 days of the release. The state wanted me to stress that it's their intent and desire to actually have treatment and comply with the treatment. I've explained that to Mr. Sanders. He was in treatment prior to a breakdown a couple years ago, which triggered all of this. No internet access, unless specific about by court or probation order. Defendant is not allowed, can't find the phone. He's got to find one or have a phone that's internet disabled that can be subject to searches. We've done it that way because I don't think they make phones without internet anymore. So the state and I have had to kind of create if he does get a phone, it's got to be
Do they have
disabled.
phones that can't connect to the internet? That's a good question.
Yes.
There's some flip phones, I think. There's still some flip phones out there. But
I don't think
And that's the hope, is that if he gets a phone, it does have internet access. If he can't find one for whatever reason, he needs to have it disabled. It is subject to search by his probation officer.
Okay. State in agreement?
yes, Your Honor, the state's in agreement, and we're very familiar with Mr. Sanders.
Okay. Mr. Sanders, would you raise your right hand?
Yes.
Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
So you heard the terms of, put your hand in. You heard the terms of the plea agreement.
Yes, sir.
And I see those same terms were written in your written plea agreement that you signed.
Yes, sir.
It's got all kinds of little check marks on it, which I'm assuming is when you went over it in detail with your attorney.
Sir.
Have you gone over it in detail with your
I've
attorney?
went over the rules, yes, sir.
And you had all your legal questions answered about it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You've been involved in this process, you know there's a lot of moving parts.
There's a lot of moving parts, yes, sir.
That's right. And by entering this plea agreement here today, you're waiving the right to go to a trial. This will be a final resolution as outlined by your counsel and as contained in this written plea.
Yes, sir. I understand.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
You believe that's in your best interest to do that?
I do.
And you're waiving the right to go to a trial, so this will be a final adjudication.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea agreement, will modify and reinstate probation, and there'll be basically 60 months of probation in 1825, 60 months DOC suspended. The 60 months of probation will be concurrent with 20 CF 739. And the first 12 months will be on community control. Got fees and costs that have to be paid during the course of this. Waive the cost of supervision. The GPS will be at the lowest. Try it $1 a day and it's the lowest.
Yes, sir.
Whatever the lowest is. And importantly, get a good mental health evaluation and follow any recommended treatment. So there's some other issues with regard to the internet, which I'm sure you've gone over in detail.
Yes, sir. I have a phone. I'm just gonna go get another phone.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very good. Any questions concerning any of this?
No, sir. I'm not.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Sanders, yes,
Okay. We have Brunson.
Your Honor, with Brunson, we can bring him out, but it's similar to Chartran. He has two bond motions that I think are going to be mooted through a global agreement. The state needed to reach out to the alleged victim in a felony petty theft case. So if we can bring him back at 1:30, I think we're going to reach a global deal, hopefully. So that if we can just carry him over to the afternoon at 1:30.
He was already on the afternoon docket, Your Honor.
He's on that.
So,
Okay, good.
he was on.
So we've got Chartrand, Brunson, and then we've got Knight coming back this afternoon too, right?
Yeah, I got,
You have night one in.
Knight coming back, I've got Brunson coming back, and Sharp.
Okay, good. Okay, what else do we have? Do you have any more for this morning?
I think so.
Let's see.
No, Your Honor, but I would say I do have some plea agreements for the afternoon docket that I'll need to get signed to go over, so a little bit of indulgence this afternoon, we should be able to handle some of these cases.
We certainly will work with you to get as many of these resolved as possible.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, may I give the court a heads up about the 2:30 issue? Because it might be a time-saving issue. I anticipate a substantial possibility of a resolution in the Eugene Bradley motion to suppress situation. He has a total of 3 cases. I received yesterday an offer from the state that I am going to go over with him, and it might resolve everything.
Okay, great, thank you.
That just came about because we just heard from Keaton, Your Honor, so that's the reason for the last minute moving towards.
So this afternoon, we just got the Christian Pate sentencing and the Matthew Strunk evidentiary BOP. Is that still?
I'm unsure about Mr. Strunk. I know that Ms. Sandler asked me to handle Mr. Pate for her, so I will be here for Mr. Pate. Mr. Rogers might be handling Mr. Strunk, and I will, when he gets back.
So I'm assuming that's on, so.